Hello and welcome back to the 2021 online exposition of Taiwan career and higher education for Indian talents. In the latter part of today's program, we have the honor to have invited several academics and educators in helping you get your higher education and also your career here in Taiwan. Our first presenter is founder of EduCare Taiwan, Ms. Chen Huilin. She will be sharing with you why should you go to Taiwan for higher education and what documents to prepare for admission and scholarship. These are the key questions that our audience has been keep asking. I will now leave the floor to Ms. Chen Huilin. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello. Hi, this is Lin, the CEO and the founder of EduCare Taiwan. So, wow, it's a 2 days long day of introduction about Taiwan. So if you are really here for 2 days in the whole day, all the time, this whole full time in this whole sessions, I think you are really interested in having your higher education in Taiwan. I would like to, so most of the people in India, they go to US, they go to UK, they go to Canada, they go to Australia, those English-speaking country. Why you are interested in Taiwan? That's the question I want to know. I think I can tell you maybe more than 80% of the Indian students come to Taiwan because it's relatively lower cost or more affordable for Indian students. But today, actually, I want to give you one more bigger reason why you should study in Taiwan. Okay, Jim, can you play the video and the slides? Thank you. So, do you guys know what is Soneki Jiria? I think most of the Taiwanese don't know what it is. Soneki Jiria means the golden bird. So once upon a time that India is a golden land. So many people from even from US, UK particularly, come to India, and because India had the golden finger, turn everything to gold. So it's such a prosperity country. Next slide, please. James, next slide. Thank you. So in between 1500 to 1700, actually India, it has 25% of the whole world GDP. So once upon a time, India, like the whole power, have shifted from east to west. Now, I want to tell you, after this pandemic, I think you know as well. Okay, can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, right? Okay, I think after this pandemic, everybody can see how well the Eastern country, like Taiwan, China, Korea, have handled, and including this Singapore, handled this pandemic so well. Yeah. So I want to tell you, can you go to the next slides? Thank you. The power have shifted from the old mature Western country to the young Eastern country, which have the higher growth. Okay. And I want you to remember this. Right now you are in your 20s. And after you are 40, that means 20 years later, I can bet you that Eastern country is going to, every year we grow like at least 4 to 6%, right? And Eastern country, they grow 0.1, 2%, or 1%. Compoundly, after 20 years, you're going to see how big difference if you make the wrong choice. Instead of west, you come to east. you're going to see your growth would be much, much faster and higher than most of the friends that they choose the Western country. Okay, let me introduce myself. Jim, can you go to the next slides? Yes. So I'm Huilin Chen. I'm native Taiwanese, and I have my undergraduate from Nagoya University, and I have my MBA in Arizona State University. So I think I would be, right now I found this EduCare Taiwan because I really find that Taiwan University can provide much bigger return on investment for most of the Indian students. And then I started this EduCare Taiwan, which we focus on only advising Indian students to Taiwan for their higher education. And why I'm in the position of doing this is, first of all, I have 4 countries study experience, and I have 12 years of semiconductor headhunting experience as well. So when I'm looking at education, how to choose education, not only from the getting a degree point of view, but generally, I want to share with you from the job perspective. Yeah. So, so we can, every Sunday, we have the webinar at 11 o'clock in India time. So far we have conducted about 80 already. Yeah. So every time we invited different university, like NTHU, NYCU, NCQ, they come and then they present their university to Indian students. And actually, I don't mind people to come to webinar and they apply by themselves. There's no problem for me. Yeah. Okay. Jim, can you go to the next slide? Why? I think one more point. What did you see in this grade one? When you see this, A, most of the people, if it's so small, you will see a B and C. Jim, can you go next slide? And when next person show you this photo, 12, 13, and 14, yeah? See, what happened is if you are only in the society or in the culture, you only know ABC, and you don't know about 12, 13, 14. I mean, I'm just giving an example. A lot of concept or a lot of, ideas that if you are not in that or you don't familiar with it, you never come to you. Okay, Jim, can you go to the next slide? So I want you to make sure that what Taiwan can give it to you is not only the degree. Actually, Taiwan is giving you the diverse, background knowledge. Yeah. So when you right now you have majority of you guys have the English, you know the English, right? And you can read and then get the Western, US, UK, those kind of knowledge, you can get it. But you might not know how Chinese or Taiwanese, which is going to be the big part of the, economic trading zone, what they think. So if you always only have 12, 13, 14 kind of concept with you, that's only one concept, and you don't have the ABC concept, which that you are going to be very diverse. So you're going to miss out something, right? When your company or your professor asks you, there's something that your research or your job stuck, and you're only looking at one single dimension, sometimes what you're lacking is the second dimension to help you to, wow, yeah, I remember in Taiwan, that's how people do it. And then ding, you might get the solution. So that is one of the things I want you to know, that Taiwan can give you the different dimension of, background knowledge for you to survive in your job or your career. Yeah. Next. So I think most of the people that already, people already know what's the ranking. Most of the people don't understand India, the IIT is the top university, but you look at the top 5 university in Taiwan, actually you can say almost, better world ranking, QS ranking than IITs. Yeah. So for example, like NTHU 172, so 73. Actually, it's even better than IIT Delhi, right? So this is a world ranking. Yeah. Second, can you go? So I want you to know that Taiwan have the relative low, affordable cost does not mean we compromise with the quality. That is not true. And this is very objective parameter that you can see, from the world ranking. Okay, next. And I think this everybody have already know. Yeah. So, roughly, like in Indian rupee, 3 lakh rupee is the feet. And the living costs, if you are in not Taipei, actually about 3 lakh rupee, you can survive. Yeah. So, and the beauty of it is that if you are engineering student and you have very good academic score, that 80% of the chance that you can get a tuition waiver. Yeah, 80% of the chance. Yeah. And the other thing is, I think everybody have said that the scholarship, yeah, the government scholarship is about 16 lakh for 2 years. And for university stipend, sometimes if you don't get a scholarship, and don't think that, yeah, they have scholarship, you will get it. So, right now there are two reasons for you. The most important reason is that the chance of getting the scholarship is lower, just simply because there are more and more students aware of Taiwan is a good destination for their higher education. So there were more before. They only say I think before would be only 2,000 people apply for Taiwan. Right now, I think you can ask NTHU. Every year, only NTHU they get 2,000 students only. Yeah. So right now, the number of the people, Indian student apply for scholarship is dramatically higher. So the chance of you, actually, I can tell you, the chance of you to get in the government scholarship would be less than 5%. Okay, less than 5%. And one thing I want to tell you, don't think that if I don't get the stipend, I don't get the tuition, scholarship, is the end of the world. Like I say, right? Every year, if you are study hard, 3 lakh rupee, tuition fee is waived. Yeah. So the max you need to pay is 3 or 4 lakh rupee a year. Yeah. And you can work part-time in Taiwan. Yeah. So, and you look at what I wrote here, starting salary for the master degree students. The starting, actually the minimum, yeah, minimum is 1.5 lakh. And for PhD, minimum is, about 2 lakh rupee. Right now, recently, like I talked to many of the professors, they told me that right now the job market is really crazy. Yeah, so almost all the students, they get job. Yeah, so if you think of, you need to invest for 4 lakh, 2 years. If you don't have scholarship, it's 8 lakh rupee you need to spend. 8 lakh rupee, and if you get 2 lakh rupee a month, yeah, that means less than 6 months, your investment will get returned. I can tell you this kind of return on investment is better than any investment banker can do. Yeah. And for this 2 years of your investment, the next 40 years, you're going to benefit from that. So if you're in, for example, you are in mechanical engineer, or you are in chemical engineer, yeah, chemistry engineer. Right now, India does not have exactly the job. I know, like SIM for, chemical engineer, only 10% of the chemical engineer, they go to really chemical engineering related job. Rest of the people, they join IT. Yeah, join IT, because at IT, service is, they demand a lot of manpower. See, if you already spend 4 years, that in your job, in your education, why you want to go to IT if you are mechanical, if you are in chemical engineer. Why you want to do IT? Then you should have do the IT in the beginning, right? However, Taiwan actually, a lot of, for example, I give you two major, which that they increase from, as I know, that mechanical engineer, their salary about 50,000 rupees a month. But for example, you join biomedical, which they need mechanical engineer in their major. I mean, for example, they are making the robotic arm for medical reason. I mean, for medical, purpose. That the salary started from about 2 lakh rupee. You are making 4 times salary per month compared with your normal friends who are studying in the school, which did not upgrade themselves. So I can tell you that Taiwan is the place where you can upgrade your career path very fast. Okay, next. Jim, next. So the document that you need to prepare. I use this NCKU's admission requirement. Okay, first of all, you need to have the highest degree diploma. So if you are in the you want to apply for master, then just make sure that you get your undergraduate degree. And if you are going to apply for a PhD, get your master degree certificate, and then the copy of official transcript. Just make sure that you always remember the transcript. Make sure that before, when you go to ask your school to give it, ask them to stamp it. Okay, ask them to stamp. Yeah, because some of the students, they get it, they don't get a stamp. So make sure that you ask them to stamp. Otherwise, you will not, be official, and you have to get it again. And every time in the school, I think you guys know, sometimes it take 1 month. And if you bake them every 2 weeks, it will take long time. Sometimes it's 1 month. Actually, if you get, for example, you get a admission from the university, sometime in 1 month, you need to apply for the visa. And if you are delayed, and I would suggest you guys to get it, if you are going to Taiwan, just get it now as soon as possible and get it attested, yeah? And the next one is a financial statement, which have to be within 3 months. So if you are going to put your application in March, so the statement, if possible, just 1 month ago, it cannot be more than 3 months. So it have to be valid. And this financial statement, make sure if it's possible, under your own name. If it's under your parents' name, make sure that you need to have declared statement and say, that your father said, so is my son, and I'm going to fully support his financial response. I'm fully responsible for his financial support in Taiwan. So that kind of thing that declares, you need to write. Otherwise, that if the financial statement under your parents' name, sometimes it will not be valid. Okay, so that is important. 2 recommendation letter. If you are working, ideally get 1 from your current boss and 1 from your school's professor. If you are current students, get 2 from your professor, different professor. Okay, and just make sure that don't just get the recommendation letter from Google. Try to ask your professor to make a personal recommendation statement, not the stereotype. Yeah. So that's 1. And then you need to have the passport. I know some of the students, they don't even have the passport. Go to make it. Yeah. So if you are really thinking of it, you can make it now. Study plan. Study plan, don't make it long. Yeah. The maximum 600 words. Yeah. Each professor don't have time. Sorry. If you look at this, NCKU, they have study plan and autobiography. Some university, they only have study plan. Okay, if they have study plan and autobiography, each one 400 words. If only 1 study plan, maximum 600 words. Okay, don't make it too long. Yeah, so don't make it too long. Second, the supporting document. People ask me, is that TOEFL and published? The paper that they publish is important or not? see, when the university, they screen out, when they look in everybody's admission, they actually know they had 2,000 applicants. How are they going to screen out? They want to make sure that first they look at, oh, who have the good GPA, who have the TOEFL, yeah? So if I were you, I would strongly suggest to get the TOEFL, yeah? And if you are the PhD student, make sure that you have published paper to present in your CV, okay? Next. Actually, Jim, you can skip the next one, actually, yeah. You can, yes. So how to start? I only have 2 minutes. I think, first of all, 5 minutes left. Thank you, Sophie. So how to start? Yes, like today that you have so many information, and it's just like you are walking in the jungle, even they give you a map, yeah? However, Jim, next. So it's still confusing if you don't know how to read the map. So sometimes you try very hard and you climb up to the mountain and you say, wow, you see, you're actually, your goal is the other side of the mountain, yeah. So people come to us, come to EduCare Taiwan. They will tell me they want to study A major. I will tell them, no, you should go B. Why? Think of it, if you are going to interior designer, an interior designer, you're going to hire him, and you say, yeah, I want to make a very green, big mirror in front of my entrance. And beside that, I'm going to put the yellow cover to make it look good. Is that okay? And your interior designer say, yes, good idea, sir. And then you go up and you say, I'm going to put a big statue of Buddha, which is going to emphasize my religion. He said, yes, sir. Do you think you are there to hire this interior designer? The answer should be no, right? The designer should be the person who tell you what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. So, and that's what we do. Okay. Next. Jim, next. Thank you. So what we do is that we personalize to consultation. That first I will find out what your strength, what you want to do in the long run, and what you can do and what you cannot do. And we were trying to second shortlist. Taiwan have 150 universities, and even for one, for example, for computer science, or one for mechanical engineer, that they will have about 2,000 professors in each major, right? So how are you going to select? So that's what we do. We select 4 or 5 universities for you, and then we connect you with the right professors, and we apply for the university admission for you, and we will make sure that at least you will get one admission. We will assist you to apply for the tuition waiver. Just for your information, we don't help you to write study plan. We help you, but we will help you to assist you how to write better. But yourself will be the one who write all of the study plan and autobiography. Yes, we assist you to do the visa application, and we don't make many. In this visa thing, we would transfer you to. Introduce a reliable visa agent to do this. Yeah, so we are not in the middle for this. Yeah, next. So if I think if you have any questions, I just last 1 minute. I think I still have some time, right? Taiwan actually is the place which you can really change your life without asking your parent to make the house against the loan to send you for the higher education. And I sincerely hope that there are a lot of information, and you can ask the NTHU that to give you, if they can. They will have this information online in the YouTube. Go to check it out again and again and again. You can apply by yourself. You can change your destiny by your own hand. Yeah. So yes, of course, if you need our help, we will be. You can come to us and write to us. Okay. Yes. this is my presentation.
Thank
And
you
thank you
very
very much.
much. Thank you very much, Ms. Chen. Ms. Chen Huilin, we have a few questions for you in our
Yes.
online from our online audience.
Yes.
One of our
Jim, you can
audience,
stop sharing. Jim, you
yes,
can stop sharing.
one of our audience, Swapnil, is asking, is it compulsory to provide TOEFL certificate or an English proficiency test
Yes.
certificate?
See, again, like what I say is that it depends on the university. But if you have the TOEFL or IELTS score, it will always help you to stand out among the competition, right? So just make sure that, I mean, if there are 2,000 application, how they're going to choose? If you are the professor, think of it. If you're in the professor's shoes, you will think, what is the very easy to quantify the student would be, the score of their GIE, and no, their, GPA, right? And the other one would be the English. And then a lot of professors, they are concerning about that. They're concerning about the students' English as well, right? So if you have the certificate, it will help you to have the better chance to get selected. Yes.
Thank you very much. And the other questions we have for you is, can we provide TOCFL, that is Chinese proficiency test result, instead of the English proficiency test result?
See, it both help, right? But if you provide the Chinese certificate, which that had the meaningful, so there are 6 level, right? If you only level 1, which we say the lowest, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you are provided the level 1, which the meaning is very minimum. But if you are provided a level 6, yeah, that is a meaningful, yeah, that have some meaning. So make sure the document, the supporting document, has the meaningful impact.
I see. Thank
Yes.
you very much for sharing with us some very critical information and very helpful insights. Thank you very much, Ms. Chen. If you have further questions, feel free to contact EduCare Taiwan. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you guys can contact us, hello@EduCare Taiwan. Yeah. And yes.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you very much for being with us online. In the next session, we have Assistant Professor Binayak from the Department of Computer Science and Information Engineering with us from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. And he will share with us how to get into Taiwan universities from the professor's perspective. This will be very interesting. Let's welcome Professor.
Thank you. So can I present from here or okay? Okay. So this one. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Binayak. Let me give you my brief introduction. I came to Taiwan as a PhD student. Then after completion of my PhD, I joined as a postdoc in National Chiao Tung University. And then I got the opportunity to teach in National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, popularly known as Taiwan Tech. Okay, so when the organizer asked me to give a presentation for the Indian student, so I thought that what are the things I should present so that the student will really get helpful, because how the student, what are the documents they need and what are the preparation they need, it can be available everywhere. So what I am going to present today is how the selections are actually happen inside the university. So I talked to some professors who are actively involved in the selection process particularly in my university, and I take their feedbacks and prepare this presentation. But let me clarify that this presentation, the things that I am going to share is based on my experience from NTUST, that is my university, but more or less it is the same selection process in all universities. So maybe there might be some exceptions, so but to my knowledge it is the same procedure. To begin with the presentation, so here what are the steps of selection? That means when you apply your to certain university, it will go to the Office of International Affairs, that is the international office of every university. So your document will go to there. So then they will check the criteria, that what are the criteria defined by each university. So they will go through your criteria, check that whether you satisfy that criteria or not. If yes, if you satisfy, then they will check whether you have provided the required documents. If all things are clear, then they will filter your documents, and those who are not, they will reject that one. That means, for example, the requirement is you need to provide 2 recommendation letter. Suppose you have provided 1, then you are rejected without verifying your documents. So they will filter out your documents, and after they filter out the document, they will pass the document into respective departments, because the students are applying to the university in specific departments. So the international office will provide the respective documents to the specific departments or schools. Then the school or the department will verify your document again, that whether you are satisfying the criteria of the specific department, and also they can share the documents with the professors in the department, those who are interested to hire students. Okay, and then they will pass the document to the students, to the selection committee. So the selection committee is consist of some professors, which is led by a chairman of the selection committee. So they will consider to select the students. So when the documents of the student go to the selection committee actually check all these 5 criteria basically. The first one is the GPA. That means your percentage of score in the previous academics. So that, and the second one is the English test score. English test score means your TOEFL or TOEIC, whatever the score you have. But here I want to mention, I think in the previous session, some question in the previous talk, someone asked about this question, that whether the score is necessary or not. It may be in some universities or in some department it is mandatory. In some cases it may not. But still, some student, even if the English test is mandatory, still some student, those who are whose career are based on the English medium school, so they do not choose to give their English test score. So, but the thing is that it is positive if you provide that one, because when the document is given to the selection committee, they will just give the Excel sheet. So they will just check the Excel sheet that whether English test score is there or not. So if you have score, there is an advantage for you. If you do not have, there may be you may lose the competition. University, this one is also an important factor. If you are from good university, the chances you may get getting the admission is, or getting the scholarship is more, because here university trust another university. Like someone is from IIT will be given higher priority despite low GPA. So that is another factor. And also the discipline, that means in the case maybe there are some students who are from mechanical engineering background, they want to study computer science, or civil engineering student applying for the computer science. So in that case, the preference will be given to the students who are from the same discipline, because it is the responsibility of the students of the university or the department to assign the professors to the students. The thing is that in Taiwan university are based on the professors driven. Once a student will be selected, he will be assigned a professor. Then professor will take care of rest of the thing. So if some student is selected, but if no professor is interested to hire them, then that will be an issue. And the last but not the least, the very important point is the internal recommendation. So the internal recommendation means if any specific professor who is interested in specific students' profile and he wants to hire this. So we will talk it in the next slide. So here, who actually give this internal recommendation? The internal recommendation is actually given by the professors in the department. So here I have classified all the professors into 4 categories. The first one is the type 1, they are super hungry. That means they are super active in research. They are always looking for students. They have enough project and they have enough research topic. So those professors, you do not need to find out them. So they will reach out the student. If they found some good student from good university, they will reach out to the student and try to hire them. There are second type of student, they are not interested. I mean, they might be busy or they have no time to select, or more or less they are not so active in the research. So maybe they are not the good option. The third type of professors are something like they are interested to, they are very much active in research, but they are not interested to hire international students. Or maybe the biggest barrier is the communication, because they are not comfortable with in communicating in English, but they are very good in research, but they are happy with their local students. So that is another case. But it could be an option if you have family, if you know Chinese, or now we have the Taiwan Education Center in India, if you can do some courses over there, then that will be a good option for you to choose these professors. Just let me tell you, these professors are very good. Only they cannot communicate in English, but they are very good in research. And there is a fourth type of professors. They are interested to hire the student, even they have money, they have projects. But the thing is that they don't know to whom they should hire. Maybe they have lack of trust, or maybe they have they have some bad experience of hiring some past student, so that will be an issue. So they always try to hire the students from reliable sources. That means if they know someone or some past student or the friend recommend them, then they will hire those students. So that is another case. So in that scenario, the type 1 and type 4 should be your target, specifically the students who are interested to join. Okay, so here how you select the professors. So first thing, you should start a survey on the universities, to which university you want to join, and which professor you want to join. So you should communicate, you should first go through these universities and professors, find out the professors based on your research area, okay, in which you have research interest to do, and list the professor to whom you want to communicate. Because in university, based on a particular research area, you can found maximum 4 or 5 professors or hardly 10 professors. So you should plan to whom you should communicate. And specifically, you should go through those professors' profile. You can find whether they are active in research or not, if whether they have publication in a recent topic, whether there is any international students or not. You can find out if you go through their profiles. And then how to communicate these professors. The first one is direct communication. Just write an email with your CV and highlight what are your research interest, and mention what are your achievements or specific publication. All those things you should mention. Send an email and wait for 1 or 2 weeks. If you are not getting any response, then send a reminder. So sometimes some professor may skip the email. So you should send an email to them or a reminder if you will not get any response. And if after sending the reminder, if you are not getting any response, then just ignore that, because maybe the professor is not interested in your profile. Or the second option, you should reach out the professor via someone. If there is your friend is there in that university, or anyone you know who can help you to forward your CV or your contacts to that professor, so that will be a good option. You should find out that. But the most important thing is you should continue to prepare yourself and do not miss any opportunity. So the thing I want to mention here, that when you communicate to some professor, if some professor will reply you, so you should prepare yourself so that to impress that professor. The first thing is that the professors mainly take two kind of interviews. The first thing is they will ask you the question based on your research interest. So if so you should be ready that what are the current trend and what are the things that is happening based on your research interest. You should talk about that. So that is one thing. The second thing is that some professor will give you some research paper and ask you to present this paper within 7 days or 1 week, something like that. So in that case, you should not miss the opportunity. You should take the time and prepare well and present the paper. Because there are some cases, some professor will send the paper to the student and ask them that please give me the presentation in 7 days. And on the 7th day, the student will write an email that I was busy with some work, so I cannot present. Can you give me another 7 days so that I can prepare the presentation? So don't do this kind of mistake. If you will do this kind of mistake, nobody is going to hire you. Okay, so you should consider these factors. So what does a professor exactly expect? If you ask me or any professor, they want only one thing, the publication, good quality publication. And to do that, you should self-motivated, you should learn by yourself, you should be disciplined, whatever the rule regulation by the professor, you should fulfill that thing. You should have some background in that, you should some research background, whatever the topics you are interested, you should have some basic research background, otherwise you have to start everything from the scratch. You should have some domain specific knowledge, like in computer science, if you have some specific programming skill, that will be helpful. Also, you should be multitasking. That means simultaneously you can able to work in multiple projects, so that will be an advantage. And the most important thing is the teamwork. Not only you should work with yourself, on your research, you can collaborate with your friends and also other collaborator, so that you can increase your publication. Also, you can have exposed to other professors and their research. And most important thing is you should have good communication, and mainly you should have paper writing skill. Because when you join PhD, the master student usually graduate in 2 years. So the work they have finished, maybe they have not drafted their paper. So in that case, the professor will ask you to write the paper. So that will be an advantage. You can be a co-author to the paper if you have some good writing skill. So you should consider these factors as well. Okay. So the next thing is, here are the few important points I want to, the points to remember, because these are the mistakes usually the students do when they are applying to any specific university. So first one is, prepare your research plan in which you have expertise. So you may interested to work in some other field, that's okay, but you should prepare your research plan in which you have expertise, so that when a professor interested to hire you, so when he will ask you any question, you will be able to answer their question. The second thing is, write a research plan on your interest, but keep the option open to work in different areas. So don't stick to one specific research area. So you should keep your option open, so that although you are not suppose you are expert in the research area A, and you should keep the option for B, so that any professor who is working in the area of B could hire you. So that should be, you should take care of that one. The third one is, carefully edit your self-statement when you are applying for multiple universities. So this is a common mistake we found, that a student is applying, suppose a university in Australia, he will just copy paste the same self statement when he is applying to some Taiwan universities. Even they do not edit the country name and university's name. So these are some careless attitude of the students. So the students should take care of these things while applying to the universities. Otherwise, when a professor will read his profile, it was written that he is applying to NTUST, but it was written Melbourne University. So in that case, the professor will not consider such profiles. Okay. Avoid to mention about any specific professor's name in your self-statement. Suppose you go through a university website, you are interested to join a professor, so you can communicate personally to that professor, that will be fine, but don't mention that thing in your self-statement. In that case, if that professor is not interested in your profile, but at the same time other professor is interested, he may not take interest to hire you, because there might be some concern that if he will hire you and later you can switch to some other professor. So that is the thing the students should take care of. The third one is the highlight your achievement, if you have any. If you have some publication, if you have some real-time project you have done, or you have done some significant thing, you should highlight those things. And the last thing is, do not just choose a professor just because of higher scholarship. So think about that. If you choose a professor in your expertise, so you should choose a professor not beyond your expertise and just because they are paying you more, because scholarship is something guaranteed. So professor will pay you now, so when he found that you are not good enough, he will reduce your money. So there is no agreement on your payment. So the students should take care of these things. Yeah. So these are the things. If you have any other question, so I am ready to answer. So that's all for my presentation. And this is my email ID, and you can find me here. And if you have any other question, I will be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. That was very, very insightful, and I encourage students who are applying, especially for graduate programs, to look to replay this part of the presentation over and over again to remind yourself. I find that you have pointed out quite a few very key points for the students to apply. Is there any cross-cultural communication that you have faced that our students should be taking care of, say, the differences in punctuality, preciseness, or politeness, or basic communication? Is there differences between Taiwan and India that our students should watch out for?
No, actually the thing is that here professors are very professional.
Right.
So the students should maintain a professional
approach.
Yeah, that will be helpful. So don't take your personal thing to the professor. So that will be advantage. Otherwise, how much you maintain the professionalism, so that will be good for the professor as well as the students.
Of course, yes. So once we are a graduate student, it means this is our career path. It's a professional career. Yes. We have two questions for you online. One is from Shubham Mitra. He says that he studies in electrical engineering and has just graduated. Is there any opportunities for him in Taiwan?
Yeah, so many opportunity. He has to apply. If he has interested in specific professor's profile, he can communicate to them. So if he satisfy the criteria, he can apply. The thing is that if he compete with the selection process, if he get the scholarship, he can come. Otherwise, he can take some other option as well.
Yeah, I would say electrical engineering is one of the first choice to come to Taiwan.
Yeah. Electrical engineering, there are very interdisciplinary subjects like computer science, electrical engineering, communication. So the student can choose, because the same professors are giving the research in some professor is same with the electrical engineering as well as some computer science. So the thing is that the departments are quite interrelated and research areas are quite interrelated.
Right.
So he
right.
can apply to multiple department.
And multiple universities?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. The other student also is asking, what about civil engineering here in Taiwan?
Honestly, I don't have any idea about civil engineering.
Right. Civil engineering, if you have listened to our previous presentation, National Chen University has quite a prestigious program in that, so I recommend
Even
you.
in NTU also, they have a good.
Yes, National Taiwan University is quite comprehensive, so civil engineering are available here. If you are interested, this is Swapnil. You can have a look at our presentations yesterday from the University, National Taiwan University and National Chen University earlier today, about civil engineering that's possible. So for the students who are still wondering which area they should specify in, I mean, when you go on to graduate program, sometimes it's hard to decide which lab you'd like to go to, or sometimes before they come and join the program, it's hard to decide on which lab to join or which professor to contact. How do you proceed on that?
So first thing is they should go through the professor's profile. So they need to figure out that whether the professor is active in research or not. If they are active, then they should check out the publication, whether they are publishing good research paper in good journals or not. So these are the factors. Also, they can take help from the other students who are in the university. They can give the feedback, because you can join under one professor. At the same time, you can take the classes of other professors.
Right.
So the students know which professor is good, which professor is not good, or whatever the things. So in that case, the students should communicate with the students who are presently here in the university, so they can take feedback from them.
Yes, this reminds me of your one of your PowerPoints about the internal recommendations. Yes, that I guess that's
internal recommendation means you should communicate to the specific department professor, and department professor will recommend your name to the selection committee.
Right.
Because the selection committee is actually selecting the students.
Yes. I see. So I think it's to crack within and also do your own research.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have a good recommendation internally, that will be a good advantage, because the Taiwan University is professor driven. If a professor is interested to a certain student, then nobody will oppose. So that is the factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing with us very important insights for all students out there. And we look forward for you joining us here in Taiwan Universities. And National Taiwan University of Science and Technology is home to a lot of Indian students.
Yes.
And home to Indian restaurants.
I go through your the list. There was no NTUST presentation here. No.
They didn't join us this year. Probably there's a good number of Indian students already. So we hope to hear from them next year. Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us. Thank you. I hope that was very helpful for you. We have a few questions regarding job opportunities. Please stay with us till the end of our program today. We will be bringing you information about job opportunities and also openings for our graduate students to be a part of Taiwan companies. Our next presenter, Dharamjeet Choudhary, a Ph.D. candidate from Institute of Information Science in Academia Sinica, also a YouTuber, will share with us how an Indian Ph.D. research scholarship's perspective is on applying for master's degree in Taiwan universities. Thank you.
over there. In here. Hello. So, hi everyone, and first of all, I just want to say thank you to Ministry of Education and National Tsinghua University and also the Taiwan Education Center because what they are doing is amazing to bring the Indian student here. Because if I remember, I came here in Taiwan in 2014, and at that time there were not a lot of advertisement and a lot of information about to study in Taiwan. So at that time, mostly Indian student came to Taiwan based on your contacts. For example, your friend's friend are working there, some people are working there. They told you to come here. But right now, because it's an information era, so a lot of information and a lot of technology, lots of social media, and so we all take advantage to get information, and that's what these guys are doing. So I think it's really amazing. And so in today's my speech, I'm going to talk about that how to apply in a master degree in Taiwan universities, because of course from last 2 days, it's the second day of this talk and this event. So you have seen a lot of information about more than 32 universities all around Taiwan, and I think it's really good. So in my talk, I'm also trying to not to repeat those things that you already heard about. So although there are some slides that you will see they are overlap, but I think I will try to just skip some of them if you think, and I will make it a little bit shorter. So let's start it. So who I am? So my name is Dharamjeet, as she introduced. So sometimes it's pretty hard for Taiwanese people to pronounce my name. So because that's a very typical Indian name. So in short, usually people call me DJ, which is like Dharamjeet, D and J. So it's more like short abbreviation. So what I'm doing right now, I'm a PhD candidate at Social Networking Human-Centered Computing at TIGP, which is a PhD program at Academia Sinica, which is a best research center in Taiwan. So it's similar to, if you guys know that Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, it's also a research center and top research center in India. Similarly, Academia Sinica is also one of the top research center in Taiwan. So they have a program for PhD student. It's called TIGP, and its full form is like Taiwan International Graduate Program. So this program is only for the PhD student, but this program is also, if you are a bachelor, if you just graduate, you also can apply if your profile is that good that you can, if you don't really want to do the masters, you directly go to the PhD. The only thing you have to do is you have to take a little bit more courses as compared to the PhD student who did the masters. So right now in the TIGP program, there are more than 548 students already graduated, and there are almost like 560 current international students are studying in the TIGP. And the TIGP program is really diverse. There are around 44 countries students are there. And there are also lots of, I'm not sure about the number of Indian students at that program, but as I can recall, and I can meet lots of Indian students in the Academia Sinica. So there are most probably there are around 100 or 200 Indian students, as well as the postdoc are working in Academia Sinica. So they are every year they announce their applications to apply. So right now the application is already open, and it's from 1st November to 27th of January 2020 will be the deadline to apply. So, and there are lots of several majors that you can apply. So from 1 to like 13, there are different, and my major is here, which is Social Networking, Human-Centered Computing. And so the name sounds a little bit more typical, but it's also in the short way, it's like computer science. There are two major. They also started a new major called Artificial Intelligence of Things, and it's also a computer science. These two programs are computer science, but it's not popular as compared to the others. I'm not sure. I don't know why there are not many Indian students are coming to these programs. So might be because of name, because social network human-centered computing might not sound like a computer science. So but it's a computer science. So I'm the only one, currently I'm the only one Indian student at TIGP, but there are lots of Indian students in the other fields. So if you are looking for PhD or if you're direct PhD after your bachelor's, you can consider these two programs if you are interested. So now I think when we think to study abroad, it's a very, very difficult questions that where we should go. Like there are lots of countries that we should go. Why we should go to US, we go to Canada, we go to the Australia, and we go to Japan. But very few people think that, okay, think about Taiwan. So of course it's a very difficult question, but I'm sure if you are watching this live stream so that means you already think that we should go to Taiwan, right? Because this event is all about Taiwan. So why you think that why we should come to Taiwan? Because very few Indian people know about Taiwan as well as Taiwan education. So that's why this event is really great, and they are helping to know more about it. So now in the next slide I'm going to talk about why you should choose Taiwan. Although I guess many of the other speakers already talk about these things, so I think I will try to say something different than them. So why you should come to Taiwan? That's the question. The first thing, because as a student, because this event is all about the student, so the first thing is very important for a student. It should be the quality of education. So because for that we are going. So the main attributes for the quality of education, that it should be the good environment in the university, what kind of facilities that university has, what kind of faculties they have, that what kind of professor, what their major is, and advanced technologies, what kind of that these universities have a very advanced technology based research. And also the campus, because when you are going for the study, you will think about your campus should be looks good. It should be more fun all around in the campus. So whatever these attributes are, and I think most of the Taiwanese universities, all they have. So I'm not going to details about how these things are, but because now it's information era, as I said, so you can go and check out on the internet and the universities, all these things you will find out, and it's very easy to find. Second thing is the scholarship for a student, especially for the Indian student, because mostly Indian students are concerned about the money, because their background is not that money rich, because most of are the normal family people, and they think about the scholarship. So so how you want to know, because already in this event, if you are watching this right now, and if you miss all those previous events or previous talks, you can go back, because they have the online video on their YouTube channel, so you can go and check the details of each universities or what kind of scholarship they are giving. But if not, if you are maybe if you, then what you have to do the best way, if you don't watch that, you can go on the Google. Oh wait, sorry, Jim, you have to press and you have to play it. Yeah, so what you have to just go to the Google, type the scholarship for higher education, and there will be lots of link, and there will be a link of study in Taiwan, and you can go and you can select the country name, that's the Taiwan study, and there are lots of government scholarship, university scholarship. When you go down, you will see the bunch of scholarship, government scholarship, and also university scholarship. So there are lots of the MOE, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Academy Sinica that I talk about. There are a bunch of scholarship that you can find on those links. And not only on these links, there are lots of links that you can find. You can find on YouTube, must have been there, because now information is very easy to find everywhere, not only in the YouTube, you can go to everywhere. Like you can, so specifically if you know particularly wants to go to National Taiwan University, just go to their website and find in the scholarship option, and you will get all the information there, and it's all in English. So and the third thing, most important, the first one was the quality of education. The second was the scholarship, and third was the third should be the living cost, because when you come to any country, we should think about their living cost. What could be the living cost? So I think this is one of the advantage if you compare to the Western countries or European countries or Australia and Canada. Those countries are really costly if you compare to the India. But if you compare to Taiwan compared to India, it's of course it's a little bit costlier than the India for sure, but it's not that costly as compared to in the Western countries and the European countries. So that's why I think this is the advantage, and you should consider to come. And if the living cost, if we're talking about the living cost, what a student need, the first thing where he should live, and that is housing rent. The second is food. I will talk about the food later. So the living cost is about, so for example, if you are coming to a university will give you the dormitory. So in India we call it hostel. So they will give you the dormitory, and it's not that costly, because you will come here, most of them you will come here with a scholarship. For example, if you are a master student, you will get around 10-12,000 depending on which kind of scholarship you got. And if you are a PhD student, you will get around 15 to 20,000, or maybe more if you are like in the NTU or Academia Sinica, which they give you like around 30 to 40,000 per month Taiwan dollar. So and the second thing is about the food. Food is also not expensive, and but the thing is, I will talk about the food later in later slides. So now, because you decided, oh, okay, now because of these factors that I talk about, that now I have to choose. I already choose that I'm going Taiwan. So now the difficult question will be, where I should go in Taiwan, because there are a bunch of universities. Because that's the few speakers talk about, there are almost 150 Taiwanese university in Taiwan. So how should I choose it? So again, what you have to do, just go to the Google and just find out the top universities in Taiwan, and you will see the bunch of universities from top rank to the bottom. And so what you have to do, you have to select. You can go, because every student must know how good I am and which university I should go. And you necessarily no need to apply only for one university. You can apply for two, three, 4 universities that you think it should be my target university, and I will go on this. And it's when you will be almost sure that out of these two to 4 universities I will get it. So that's the only way you can go to the university. You can go to the university website and go to the admissions section, and then you will find the procedure that how to apply in those university. So now you choose the university. So now what's next? So there are 2 options. Although there are lots of people in the university and from the university representative and the Taiwan EduCare CEO also talk about, the professor also talk about how to apply in the universities. So I'm also going to be not exactly same, but trying to be a little bit different way. You have 2 choices to apply in the Taiwan universities. First, find a professor and apply for the admission, and second, directly apply to the university. So let's talk about the first choice. Let's say find a professor and apply for the admission. So how you will know that which professor I should contact? That is almost depends on you, because first of all, if you are a graduate student and you are applying for a master, so that's the one thing. The second thing, if you are a PhD student, you already did masters. So that means you already did some research in your master's. So that means you already developed some interest in particular field, and then what you can do is just go to the website, find a professor who are similar. There will be a chance that in that university there's no professor working on that field that you are interested. It's very possible, but there will be some professor who are working near about that in that topic, that also you can go and process. And the second thing is, if you are applying for master students, so what happened when we just graduate, we are not really sure what kind of research we have to go for the higher education, and what kind of topic I should choose when you just graduate from your undergrad. So what you have to do, you can just think in the one way that, okay, I want to do something. You doesn't really necessarily know a topic. That's not really, if you know, that's great. But if you don't know, so you should not feel bad that, okay, I have no interest, I don't know. Just choose something, a hot topic all around, and you can think that I think it must be my main interest and I can work on it. So just choose that and find a professor. Go to the website. For example, here is the National Tsinghua University. So my university is National Tsinghua University. I forgot to mention about. So go to the department. For example, if you are if you are a computer science student, go to the computer science department and find the faculty option. Go to the option that, and you will find a bunch of professors. And in their profile, you will see the research area where they are working, and also you will find the email address. So just write down. That's what I mentioned. Just write a brief email, introduce yourself, and mention. You can attach your CV, and also most important, you should mention why you want to choose that professor. So you can be just honest that, okay, even though if you have no interest, but you should show some willingness that, okay, I'm interested and I will be working on this topic. So that's why. So as the professor told, just the previous speaker told about that, might be there will be a chance because these professors are very busy in their work life. So there will be possible that they don't reply you. One thing why they don't reply you, maybe your email is not that interested to make that professor to reply you. The second thing could be maybe they are busy. So what you can do, maybe after a week, you can send a reminder email. And that means, so even after the reminder email, if that professor is not replying you, that means he's not interested in you. So just forget that option and go to the second choice. Directly apply to the university, if any, because the first option is the great. If professor reply you, that will help you because he can guide you much better way because he knows Taiwanese universities and process more better than anyone. So but it's possible that way is not working. So what you can do, go to directly apply to the university. So go to the university and you will find in the news section, you can go to every university has a news options where they will announce the recent activities, what they happen. So you can go to their admission section and find all these notifications that what you have to do. For example, the National Tsinghua University, in the online procedure, they will tell you each step by step. You don't need anyone to know how to apply. You just read all this, and I think if you are applying for Master and PhD, you are able to read all these things and know there is no rocket science behind to apply. So you just go and read all these and these requirements and fill up all those requirements that are mentioned by a university. But one thing I'm also wants to say, you will find everything, but you will not, most of the Indian students not really consider about the recommendation, because in Taiwan, recommendation letter from a professor or your boss, if you're working, is really important. So make sure you contact to a right person that who will write and write very precise only about you, not just a general, in a general recommendation letter. So that will really help you to sort out your application as compared to the others. And also there are lots of questions I saw in the talk that about the English proficiency. So that we should give the IELTS, TOEIC, or GRE. There are a lot of of course there are some universities that don't need to apply TOEIC or IELTS or GRE or TOEFL. Yes, but the good thing, if you want to get hired to get admission in the universities, I also suggest you to give these exams, because even though if you come here and during your coursework, there will be most of the universities will ask you to give this exam during your course. So better way, you should give it first, and then you will get a chance to get your admission successful. So I think it's a good way. If you don't want, there are lots of universities that give you without the IELTS or English proficiency. So and most important, you have to follow all the documents that is required. So the most important advice I'm just wants to give it here, because whatever previous slides I'm talking, many people will talk about, but this one is very important, and I think no agent. What I mean is, because when because in India there are lots of students going for higher education because we have a lot of people they want to go abroad. For example, there are lots of students, they go to the US, they go to Australia, they go to Canada, and there are lots of agencies, lots of agents are working on these things that they will help you, they will talk to you. So students contact them and they will help them to go abroad, but that's not the case happen, and they will ask you a lot of money, and sometimes they will do some fake things that these agents do, some very bad things. They just get money and even they don't give back to the students, and because those students are from a very financial poor, their family is financially poor, so it's like a disaster. So good thing about Taiwan is not all of the Taiwanese universities don't really accept any application through the agent or some third parties. So the best way, you just do it by yourself and directly apply and talk to the professor. That are what I talk about. That's the only and best way to apply in the universities. Don't give money to any agents. That's the waste of time. Because if your application is good, it will directly accept it. Agent will not do anything. But yeah, one thing it could be sometimes some students, their profile is not good. They don't know how to, because the study plan is also very important in the master and for PhD. For PhD is the most important because you are going to do in the more sophisticated in the research on the PhD, but master is also because if you are going in the engineering, you will have some projects, so it's the best way to write down the plans, the study plans. So many students think that how we don't know how to write the study plan. For example, the first thing, you can go onto the internet. There are lots of websites, the great website that they can give you an idea how to write a study plans. Of course, they will not tell you exactly they will give you at least a template, and that template you can write down based on your interest. For example, in the computer science, okay, I want to work on the deep learning. So there are lots of things that you can read about, lots of research paper are there. You can read down those papers and read down that study plans template that you saw on the internet and combine those and write down a new study plan mentioning about your study plan, what kind of on the topic you are going to choose, what problems you want to solve, and what kind of research you will mention, and just write down a very normal introduction about that topic. And it will be, I think, enough if you are a master student. But if you are a PhD student, you can write down a little bit more details. If you think that there is some problem in this paper, you can read that, write down in the introduction. You can write down the problem statement on that in that paper, and you also can propose some solution that you in your mind. It should not be correct, but you can propose some method that, okay, I want to solve in that way. That will really help you. You don't need to, if you can show some results also, that will be good. But if not, that just write down these 3 introduction, problem statements, and also your methods, which will really help you for professor and also for the academic committee to review and sort you as a PhD student. So next is, because so far I think you all guys have heard lots of technical things, okay, how to apply scholarship, how to write down all these things, apply. It could be from last 2 days, it could be you feel like a little bit boring. So I'm that, okay, Taiwan, but there are a lot of things I'm going to talk about Taiwan that are really interested rather than the study, which is because if you are master student or you are PhD student, it's really important to enjoy your life too. So how the life in Taiwan as international students. One thing I want to say, if you are going abroad, doesn't matter if you come to Taiwan, you go to Western countries, you go to Canada, you go to any other countries, the life will be like a roller coaster. It will not be easy for sure. Because in India, because in your home country, it's for everyone. If Taiwanese people go to the India or if Taiwanese people go to the US, the life is not that easy as they have in Taiwan. So when you come to Taiwan, or any other countries, one thing there are 2 important things. One, you will miss your family. There will be no one will be there for you to ask, how are you today? And there will be another thing, your food. So when you go out any country, you will miss your home food, and what you have to do, you have to cook by yourself. So even though Taiwanese people, I know there are lots of Taiwanese people who are working in India right now, so they always miss Taiwanese food. So because you will always miss, and they cook their home, because otherwise there are a lot of food in India, right? So, and similarly, when we guys come to Taiwan, there are also a lot of choice, but depends, there are different food. But still we want to eat our own food. So the best way, you have to cook yourself. So that will also take time, and you will not have a choice. You have to cook it because you have to survive. So, and there are lots of things, your family, friends, no one will be there. It could be because when you are doing higher studies, master or PhD, there will be chance that you will face a lot of problems in studying because it's not that easy. So you will get depressed, and maybe the work you are doing is not going in the right way that you want to do, so you will be depressed. So these things will become, but this is a part of life, and this will train you how to become a researcher, how to become a PhD student, master students, and outside of your home country. So that's why I say the life will be roller coaster, but in the end, if you are motivated to do the research or study, you will easily pass it. For example, when I came here, I was also similar like you guys who are watching here. They just finished their graduation. We don't know how to go Taiwan. I also didn't know that time, but I came here, I learned it. That's the life. And for example, if about the food, if I love Taiwanese food, it's not because I'm in Taiwan I should say something good. No, if I'm in India and I always eat the same food in my whole life, and what I learned, nothing, only one food I know in my whole life, right? That's boring. So if you go outside your country, it will be much better to try something new and enjoy it. Of course, in the first time when we try, we don't like it. But okay, food part I will talk about later. So the perception about Taiwan, because from last 2 to 3 years, Taiwan did a great job to contain this pandemic, and all the international media are showing about Taiwan, how good it is, and it's really helped. So that's why, but most of when students came, they will think about, Taiwan is not an English-speaking country, so how we will survive? Mostly the students, mostly people, they speak Mandarin Chinese. Yeah, that's true. Most of the people, they speak here Chinese. I mean, if outside of your academic career, for example, your class may be in English, mostly it's in English if you choose the international program. But if you go outside, you will find out mostly people, they speak Chinese. But young people, they are speaking good English, and it's really improving. And good thing is the Taiwan government is also trying to make it bilingual, which is really good thing. But still, you will find, because when I came here in 2014, the things were even worse than right now. You will find very few people speak English that time, and there was not much information on the internet. Last 4 to 5 years, things were changed, and it's changing right now. So language should not be a concern that, okay, I should not go just thinking that I cannot survive. You will hear lots of experience from people to people, but nowadays, because we have smartphone, we have technology, even though if you are going outside, you will not feel a problem. You don't need to even talk. If you the good thing, if you ask people for a help, like I want to go somewhere and you can't find a way, the good thing about Taiwanese people that they will help you. Because when I came here in 2014, and I'm not sure how many, because there is a Taipei main station, which is very, very confusing if you go to on the underground. So it's very hard. So sometimes I go to ask people, because that time sometimes you will end up, we don't have internet, so you can't find a way how to go there. So just approach to the people, and they will ask them to help. Just try to explain. So, and the good thing, you can ask the young people that probably will be a chance that they will speak English, even though not fluent, but they will help you. So anywhere you go, you will find a problem. It's up to you how you solve it. So the next is food. That's I already talk about. Of course, you will, because what I have heard a lot of time about on my friends and new people coming and reading lots of comments on my YouTube channel, and also for my friends. So they think about the food. Okay, how we will eat the Taiwanese food, because the Taiwanese food is totally different, and how they think that how we will survive. And most important thing, mostly Indian people are vegetarian. of course, not all are vegetarian, but the things, there are many they also eat meat. But the food is different, totally different. Even in Taiwan, they eat meat, but they eat very like fried or maybe only the boiled chicken. But it will be totally different than the Indian, because Indian is making like a curry, so which will be different. So the one thing is there are lots of vegetarian food here in Taiwan that you can find. Of course, taste will be very different than you expect, but I think that's the life. That's why you come to Taiwan, and then you will learn. When, just like I'm also vegetarian, I eat egg, but I just love Taiwanese food. In the starting, I also don't like it, but when you start to try it many times, because you can't cook every day, because when you are busy and if you are doing PhD, there is no time. Sometimes you will whole like a week, all the nights and days you will stay in your lab and you will have no time. So then you have choice to eat that food. And when you start to eat that food, you will start to like that food. And then it's not a issue. So it's always up to you how much open-minded you are to try something new. So, and that's the important thing when you come to abroad. You will feel different culture. You cannot expect anything that you saw in India. If you expect that, you should stay in India, not come to Taiwan or go to US. So the next thing is about the social life. Yeah, that could be a little bit concerned about that. They think maybe how to make good friends. Because the good thing about Taiwan and Taiwanese people, when you're in the university, there are lots of activities happen in the universities. Like there are lots of social clubs, like for singing, dancing, sports. You can join and make friends, and they have lots of clubs that have an activity based on every weekend. So just go and make friends. So sometimes some people are hesitant to talk to other people. That's I think that's why they have a backstep of making people and I think making people going out is the best thing, and I will talk about that thing later. So I think it's very easy to make friends here, and it's up to you also sometime how you want to make friends. Sometime in India also you can't find friends. So next is the future. You will think about, okay, if I want to go to Taiwan, and what will be my future, because might be it's not English-speaking country. It's not that popular as compared to the India, as compared to the Western countries, US, Australia. Of course, that's somehow it's true, but it's true also for Taiwanese people also. If a student go to abroad and go to US, it will be good. Lots of Taiwanese students also go to US, so that doesn't mean Taiwanese people don't study in their own country. So the future will depend on you, what you do, what skill you will develop during your studies. It's up to you. And there are lots of students, and I have lots of friends. They study in Taiwan, and now they are working in Google, they are working in TSMC, they are working in Oxford, they are working in the Harvard. They study all, and they are all Indian, and all are my friends, and now they are working there, and they all come here for higher studies, masters and PhD. So it depends on you how you will do, and there are lots of. And it could be that there are some students they study here and they don't find a job here. It could be possible. So it depends on you how you will study, how you will proceed, and how you will learn these things during your study. So no one is. If I say no, you will find a job, but you don't study here, you will not find a job. So that's all up to you, but the chances, as far as I know, most of the Indian students who study here, they get job. Most of them, like almost 99%, they got job. Maybe not so good job, maybe like not all go to the Google, but for sure they will get a job, maybe here or they go back to India. So the next thing, I think the boring part is finished. So now let's talk about the more beautiful life that rather than your study, what you will have to see in Taiwan. That's usually I talk about on my YouTube channel also. So of course I'm not going to talk about much about YouTube, because it's not about to promote myself. It's promoting the Taiwan education and Taiwan. So beauty of Taiwan. So it's not that popular in India that Taiwan has so much thing. Not only the India, many people around the world doesn't know that Taiwan has so much things to do in your social life. So for example, there are lots of Taiwan has everything. Taiwan has beach. Taiwan has amazing island all around. Taiwan has a hiking place. Taiwan has hot springs. For example, here is the hot spring. This is the Buddha temple in Kaohsiung. and there are like Canteen National Park, which is amazing beach, Alishan National Science Scenic Area, which is also very famous for hiking. Because I'm not sure, when you come to Taiwan, you will know that Taiwanese people love hiking. Hiking is just another culture, just like Indian people get together at their home. But Taiwanese people love hiking. Every weekend, I have lots of friends, they go to the hiking. Every weekend they go. They work 5 days, on weekend they go hiking. And beauty of Seoul, just like I talk about, yeah, they have waterfalls, they have National Taroko, and there are lots of temple. Like India is also famous for lots of temple. Taiwan is also famous for many temple. Of course, they look different. Their process is different than India. But yeah, and also Taipei. Of course, many of you have seen, if you are thinking about Taiwan, the Taipei is one of this building is all around in the internet, and I think it's just amazing. And so the another thing, that was a very normal life. And if you are a student, you are young, you want to also, because when you want to go to abroad, you will think about, okay, how about the nightlife? How about the nightclubs? How to go to bar? How to go to some pool parties? All these things, there are a bunch of, so if you are in Taiwan, if you are in Taipei, especially Taipei is famous for the nightlife. So I'm not, so even though if you are not in Taipei, if you are in Tainan, Kaohsiung, southern part of Taiwan, it's very convenient to come to Taipei. It's not like in India to go from North India to South India. It will take a lot of time. But in Taiwan, they have high speed and there are a lot of bus that you can easily come in few hours to Taipei, and you can enjoy on weekend and then go back to the next day. So there are lots of bar, nightclubs, rooftop bars, and you also can do pool parties. Of course, because of pandemic last 2 years, these things are not happening. So it's not happening anywhere in the world. It's not just Taiwan. Taiwan even had these things, and in the last 4 or 5 months when the pandemic exploded here, then that time they closed it. Otherwise, whole 2 year it also open here. So I think these things are not so popular outside, but there are a lot of things and there are a lot of fun to do in Taiwan. Oh yeah. So then last is I'm also running a YouTube channel talking about Taiwan and India culture. That because why I started this YouTube channel, because I want to tell my people that in back home in India that that Taiwan is also capable to do many things that because I started 2 years before that time, many people also doesn't know. But right now, lots of new channel are talking about Taiwan, which is really great thing. So this is just a short I'm doing from my side. Yeah, and that's all. And if you have any question, you can write down, and you can write down me in the email or Instagram, because you are young people. You can follow me on Instagram and you can talk to me because it's more easier. So that's all. Yeah.
Thank you very much, DJ. It's nice seeing you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
You are an ambassador now on YouTube, sharing with our Indian friends how Taiwan is like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your YouTube is mainly about this cultural differences.
Yeah, about the cultural difference and how the life in Taiwan is more about India and Taiwan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So anyone who has doubts on the lives in Taiwan, they can follow your channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we have a few questions from our audience. One is from Vivek Yadav. He asked, I applied for a PhD in Taiwan and got interview call from professor in NYCU now. And his interview was held on the 4th November, but till now he did not get any feedback. What's your suggestion?
So if he didn't give you any feedback, you can just write down to that professor. You can write down in the email mentioning about it was nice talking to you and it was good thing and I'm really interested in that thing. And you can ask about it. So I'm just waiting for your reply, and just write down an email. Might be he will reply, might be he's busy. So, and if he's not replying, that means he's not interested in you.
Okay, so I would suggest the students to get a reply before Chinese New Year start.
Yeah, that also be because the semester will start in the next February.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That would be February, the first week.
The first week of February will be start, depending on the universities. Yeah.
Yeah. So another question is, this audience is Dinesh Ahmad. He has been working in Dubai for the last 9 months in sales and marketing. and he's planning to move to Taiwan. He want to ask how he can apply for courses with English and also learn Mandarin language at the same time.
Well, I think for the if you want to learn Mandarin, there are lots of online courses, and also for their Taiwan Ministry of Education also offer a lot of physical courses just to learn the Mandarin. For example, if I remember, there is a center in NTU, which is a Mandarin Education Center. So you can apply in that, and you can. I think there are lots of ways to study. And I think if you are working in sales,
Yes.
and if you want to work in Taiwan, the Chinese is very important. If you are in sales, technically might be not important. If you are working technically, not important. But if you are working in sales, you have to talk to people, and
Right.
that you need Chinese. And I think it's a good way that you already think and try to learn Chinese.
Right.
So there are many ways that you just can go on Google and or Facebook. They also have Facebook page of Mandarin in NTU.
Right.
So, and just talk to them and find the similarly that we all have mentioned about to applying in the another universities. It's similar way you can go and apply. And also for if you really don't really get it, there are also some online courses that you can take,
Right.
and that can help you to not for that you not necessarily come to Taiwan. You can learn and then apply it and show your credential that okay, I'm good to come to Taiwan for sales now.
Right. In our earlier presentation today, National Normal University is providing virtual online courses. And in fact, all our university have Mandarin language center because we need to host our
Oh
international
yeah, I
students.
forgot about it. Yeah, because when you come here as a student, master student and PhD student, you also have to take the Chinese courses, of course, and it's mandatory. Everyone have to take it. So you also can come. So all the master and if doesn't matter which major you are taking, you have to pass that Chinese course. Even though I'm not sure how many of you after finishing they will still remember, but you have to take it.
But I believe it's a lot of fun in the class.
It does. It really does. We had. I also passed it, but of course still I'm not good. But yeah.
I think you have a pretty good grab.
Yeah.
So for this audience, Dinesh, I also recommend you to get online to our Study in Taiwan website. And the website we have introductions to all the universities and also the Mandarin language program that you're looking for. We're really happy to have you here with us today, and I guess you are always open to questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Always, it's good. I learned that from Taiwanese people. You should be always helpful.
You are very helpful. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me and give me a pleasure to share my experience. And I think hope to see you. Many of Indian students come here in Taiwan, and we all welcome them. Yeah.
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Till next time. Thank you very much for joining us on this session. We have heard from educator expert about how to apply and what are the documents to prepare for application, and also from the professor's perspective and how you can tackle in the interviews and contacting the right program and professors for you. And last but not least, we have DJ with us, sharing with us his experience as an international student in Taiwan. In the next session, we will bring to you your most concern is job opportunities in your future. We have two companies with us today with openings ready. Please wait for our presentation in the next session and also our last session. We will have a very brief break. Please come back after 10 minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back to our program. In the last session of our program today, we have two companies with us who are looking forward to recruit Indian talents right now. The first company we have with us is Gallant Precision Machine. Do we have 君豪精密工业在线上吗 ？Hello， Gallant Precision Machining, are you with us online?
Yes, hi.
Hi, I'll pass the floor on to you.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. This is Alice. Now I will be introducing GPN to you. There are 4 parts in my briefing. First, I will introduce you GPN. Next, I will elaborate the employee's benefit system. And then I will invite CH to talk about people we need as well as the test and duty. Finally, it's a great honor today to have our colleague Santanu, who is from India, to share his job and his life in GPN with us. Now, let me start my briefing. Okay, GPN was established in 1978. So far, GPN has been a 43 years old enterprise. At this very moment, our total number of employees is around 800 globally. Our mission is QDTCSS, which is quality, delivery, technology, cost, service, and safety. We look forward to providing our customers with solutions based on the QDTCSS concept. Okay. Currently, our main research and development center are located in Hsinchu and Taichung and Taipei. There is also an R&D center in China located in Suzhou and other service points all over Asia. In terms to technical cooperation, we have been working with HUD, MJC, and SPP in Japan, as well as other European and American technology partners, like including IBM, Zygo, and Beetle. Recently, we have also cooperated with GMM and the CSIE equipment companies to establish a G2C alliance to provide customers with package service. And this is GMM, this is CSIE. They are our alliance partners. There are 8 core technologies of GPN, including grinding, lamination, wet process, probing, LI metrology, and intelligent automation. To design the required equipment for the needs of our customers, these technologies are distributed in 3 major industries, including semiconductor, display, and the smart manufacturing industry. GPN has always placed great emphasis on cooperation with academics to improve R&D technology together. We provide internships so that students have the opportunity to experience work contact and cultivate the working skill before graduation. This year, we are cooperating with National Huilin University of Science and Technology to establish UnTech Joint Research and Development Center. In addition, we are also cooperating with National Tsinghua University on Shuren Fund project. And this project The purpose of this project is to improve the brand gen of domestic professor. We began to supplement professors' salary, encouraging them to stay in Taiwan to cultivate students. Other than that, there is a National Universities and College AI Intelligent Equipment Award held by GPN annually. Students can submit their works showing the concept of their designs and communicate with the judges. We also provide high prize for this final winner. In addition to that, we also value the growth of our employees. To encourage learning, we have designed a training system. For new staff, a series of training are provided to help them understand GPN's business and culture, so that they can adjust more quickly. For the supervisor, a series of supervisor courses help them clearly understand their responsibility and improve their management skill. Different courses designed for different audience, including basic R&D, and well as high-level training courses. Our continuous learning system helps our colleagues better understand their long-term career development. In addition to the job-related training mentioned above, we also hold health promotion lecture every year. Various courses like spiritual, sports, and family topic invite you all to participate. Okay. What are the awesome benefits of joining GPN? I'm going to introduce the life in GPN. We have annual trip and family day activities, which allow our employees and their family to join together. If you want to go out with your colleague, we also provide $200 per person per day. If you have children, you must want them to know more about your company and your job. Therefore, every 5 years, we hold a junior GPN summer camp, which allow you to bring your kids to the company. There are areas such as library and gym in our factory with no restriction on the use time, so that you can relax in this area anytime you want. In addition, there are also all different kinds of clubs to choose, such as badminton and jogging. You can find like-minded friends in this club according to your interest. At the same time, GPN also help our colleagues get married and settle down, providing a system for vehicle purchase, house purchase, and children's scholarship. For vehicle purchase, colleagues can apply salaries advance up to $300,000 without interest. For house purchase, colleagues can apply salary advance up to $900,000 without interest. For children's scholarship, we offer from $3,000 up to $6,000 education allowance per month if you have more than 3 children. In addition, based on academic excellence, scholarships are granted to employees' children twice a year. Based on the mentioned benefit system, we won the gold medal of CHR Citizen Award of Common Health magazine and the 11th place in the Little Giant group of CSR Excellence Award this year. GPN Care employees health a lot. We hold annual employee medical exam, which is better than the labor law that require medical exam to be held once per 2 years. After the health check, doctor will also be stationed in GPN to assist employees with health problems. We also hold weight loss activities and face walking activities to ensure the health of all employees. Let's conclude the benefit system of GPN. Next, let us invite CH to introduce the contents of the job openings.
Thank you, Alice. Hi, everyone. I'm CH Liang from AOI IT team in GPN. I'm in charge of this research and development division. As shown on previous slides, GPM has multiple core technologies. The AOI means automated optic inspection is the important one of these, especially for the semiconductor applications. My divisions are not only build AOI machines for GPM, but also provide our products to our alliances, GMN and CSUN. All these products service for our important clients. You might have heard most of them from the top 10 semiconductor companies. In terms of the AOI, we divide the AOI into 3 categories. One is the defect inspection, then the 2D, 3D metrology, and the artificial intelligence. We make some really good products like wafer 2D AOI and the bare wafer AOI for the defect detection of the silicon wafers. We also have leading edge tools like 2D, 3D metrology or scan white light interferometer for the micron to narrow level semiconductor microsystem measurement. And we design AI solutions for AOI applications. For example, the result image classification. Maybe you have noticed that we also cooperate with some of the best companies in the world. For example, IBM and Zygo. They are all the top 1 company in their field. And some very impressive and innovative companies we haven't listed here. We have many advanced joint development projects are working with them right now. All this cool stuff, all these cool technologies to accomplish the solutions and products, all needs talents like you to join us to work together to find out the details. Next, please. So we have a job openings for machine vision R&D engineers who got skills and interested in machine vision algorithm design, programming, and system integration test, or familiar with inspection, optic creation, evaluation, analysis, and test. Coupled with customer about site adjustment, test certifications, and improvement against the specifications. And we also want to find optical metrology R&D engineers who has a doctor's degrees in EE, mechanical engineering, system engineering, physics, optics, or related field. If you have interested in developing and evaluating concepts and design for the next generation optical inspection of semiconductor microsystems, and has the abilities owning creation and execution of prototype test plan for new systems involving integration of subsystems during development, testing against the marketing specifications, analyzing test data. Don't hesitate. Okay, thanks. Back to Alice, please.
Hi. Next, I will introduce everyone, our colleague Santanu, who is from India, to share his job and life in GPN. So, Santanu, can you share your screen for us?
Is it okay? Can everyone see my slides?
Okay.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Santanu Satra, who finished his PhD from one of the Taiwan university, and right now I am doing the job in GPM Corporation Limited. So now my designation is senior engineer in research and development. to designing and finding some error for some automated guided vehicles and automated mobile robots. So here for the as industry are now moving to its fourth era, so everything is now automation and there is some less error is occur as machine is doing everything for the work. So now, right now, as I join in GPM Corporation, now I am working as a team member for 18 engineers to designing automated guided vehicles and automation mobile robot. So in GPM, I need to only focus for my work, means whatever the tasks assigned to me, I have to do that kind of work. No need to do any other kinds of work here. And the working environment is very amicable, means here the working environment is very friendly and we have to maintain everything on time. So as a foreigner, I have some problem like the language barrier, one of the most difficult problem for me here also. So here, while I join here, I have to understand all the rules and regulations for the companies which are there and I have to follow. So for that kind of situation, the employees of GPM already helped me a lot to understand their rules and regulations, like that kind of things. So apart from my work, the company also celebrate the family day, means the anniversary of the company, and celebrate some Christmas day like that, where for the family day party, we can take our family there and we do a lot of enjoyment there. We do a lot of funs and there is some lottery system where if you are lucky enough, you can get a beautiful gift for you. And apart from the family day, there is also some Christmas party where only the GPM employee can participate, and there is also some lottery and a lot of funds are there. So here, so this is the system where I am working now. So this is one AVG system, means automated guided vehicles. So here, these automated guided vehicles can lifting the package from the source station and it can automatically transfer the packet to the target station. Now for the AVG system, for the target and source station, we need to find more accurate, because if there is some error, we cannot pick up the package from the source station, or we cannot deliver, means the machine cannot deliver the packet to the delivery station. So for that reason, for the AVG system, we follow some magnetic tape guide, means that one is the from source to the distance is 1.5 meter and target as well. So for that kind of things, we have some problem, because for the magnetic tape, there is some problem. While the AVG system is moving, at that time the magnetic tape can be tempered and there is some obstacle is there. So in that kind of situation, the AVG system cannot work properly. For that reason, now we are trying to switch from AVGA to AMR system, where everything is done through the sensor like RGB camera or some LiDAR sensor, like that kind of things can be used to find the exact position for lifting the package or to deliver the package and to find the charging station like that. So here our target is to find some AI based approach which can do that kind of tasks without any error, because if machine can do the work without any error, then the machine can work for more hours compared to any human. So for that kind of things, we are now currently designing this one for the AMR system, which means we are trying to modify our AVG system to AMR. So this is the basic key research I am doing now. Means my target is to how we can use the artificial intelligence and object detection technique to implement the automated mobile robot which can lifting the package or dumping the packet without any magnetic tape, like that kind of things. So here, while we are doing our research or while we are implementing our machine, at that time, first thing we always care about the safety. Safety means here, if there any obstacle arise, like human, it can be moved in the warehouse. So at that time, safety means if the human or some kind of obstacle is there, so the machine should stop or find some other route to the destination area. Then focus. So here focus means how we can find the optimal path from source to destination. And as a senior engineer, I have to learn a lot of things, how to designing that kind of things. For that, we need to learn a lot of things. And after learning that, we have to think how to innovate it or how to solve that kind of problem using machine learning approach for the AML, which can work much more better compared to the human or some other like ABC systems. So that's all my working experience, whatever I got from GPM. So thank you all for listening. So
Okay. We have a few questions regarding what kind of talent or what is the scope of degree and professional background is your company looking for? For example, what kind of department student graduating from which department would be of your interest? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
hi, yes. Is there a certain scope of professional background or degree that you're looking for, say, students from a certain program or professional background?
Okay, we are looking for who graduate from petrol, who has bachelor degrees, master degrees, and doctor degrees in different kind of job openings. For example, for the AI department, we are funding some talent from who has experience in 3D metrology, and department like Santanu, they are funding some talents who has the experience in PC-based control. So basically, we are funding talents who has engineer background, especially focus on the PC-based or programming, and some people like that.
I see. So what are some recommendations you would give to talents who are interested in your job openings? What can they do? How can they contact you?
Okay, maybe I can send their resume or their project on hand to show their skills, to show what they can do, and we will have more detailed contact with them.
Okay, so you are saying that there are possible openings for talents in your R&D department and also your manufacturing, and whoever is interested is welcome to send their resume to your HR, and in the resume they should mention their skills that may relate to your needs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Okay. Is there anything that Santanu want to share with us about working? What is the difference between working and studying in Taiwan? I understand that you did your degree here too.
me?
Yes, please, Mr. Santanu Santra.
Yeah.
You've been studying in Taiwan for, I don't know, for how long?
I am here for 7 years.
Wow, that's a long time. If you have kids, they will be going to school already. So what is the biggest difference between studying and working in Taiwan, would you would say?
So Taiwan, I can say Taiwan is, we can work on more practical field. compared to India.
Okay, so more hands-on
Yeah,
experiences you have.
hands-on experience is much more better compared to India here.
Okay, so precisions is what they are looking for. What about studying? Is it a lot of difference between when you were a student here and when you were an employee?
For the coursework, there is no difficulties here.
Okay.
Coursework, anyone can easily pass, but for the project work, it's much more difficult. For the project work, you can't sleep.
I see.
But for the coursework, you can pass easily.
So I guess you're a very responsible employee, and I'm very happy for GPM. So you're saying that as a student, there's less pressure, but as a working employee, just like any other job, that you need to complete your task.
Yeah, I need to only focus on my work only. Means now I am designing something, so I need to only focus from 8 to 5 on that one only.
Right. So the working hours, you're fully focused. What about after work or during the weekend? What is life like?
During the weekend, I enjoy my day with my family here.
So your family is also with you here in Taiwan?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that sounds great. So I hope you continue to enjoy your life with GPM and really looking forward to more talents, more Indians joining you in your company.
Yeah, they already asked me whether there is suitable candidate for my work or like that kind of things. Means if there is any good candidate, I can recommend them. They already told me.
All right, so we are looking forward to more resumes sending to GPM, and that Santra, you can join Santra later in their work. Is there anything that GPM would like to emphasize or like to remind our audience? Okay. All right, so we'll wrap up here, and we can always find you online on your website, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So our session with Gallant Precision Machining is wrapping up. We thank you for being with us online.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing with us and also their experience. Our next company is LARGAN Precision. LARGAN Precision, are you with us?
Yes, we are.
Okay, you may share your screen and let me know when you're ready.
Okay, just give us a second.
Sure.
Okay, so before we start, we want to take a few moments to thank you guys for the opportunity to speak with the new graduates and to allow us to share some insight about LARGAN. And hopefully, we'll be able to meet with many of you guys in the near future. So we will start by introducing our company history and our products. And then we'll go over to the benefits that's offered by our welfare committee. And then lastly, we'll discuss the job openings, and there are special openings for the PhD. So a little bit about ourselves. We are a lens design and a manufacture company. We've been established for 40 years. And as you can see from the timeline below, we started manufacturing a glass lens in the mid-80s. And a couple years later, we started producing plastic lenses. And as the technology continued to develop in the mid-2000, we're able to manufacture 4 plastic and 5 plastic lens element. And currently, we can manufacture 7 plastic and 8 plastic lens element. So our headquarters is located here in Taichung, Taiwan, but we also have a global location site in Dongguan, China, and Sunnyvale, California. which we'll discuss a little bit more in the next slide. Our 2020 revenue is USD $2 billion, and our stock per share is 183 NTD. And our total employment is 8,200 people. So our headquarters is located in Taichung Industrial Park. We have 9 factories that's in operation, and 3 factories that's under expansion plan. And we also have a potential expansion in India. So our other global marketing location, the one in Dongguan, China, the main function there is for assembly and for further cosmetic inspection. At the other location is in Sunnyvale, California, which is about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Silicon Valley. And we have a project manager and an optical engineer for on-site support. So our intellectual property is probably one of our biggest strengths of our company, as we have 2,280 already patent, and we have 734 that's pending. So here's a brief intro to our LARGAN group. We'll have more of a breakdown in the next page. So to just quickly go through them, our LARGAN Precision, the main product is the plastic lens for the mobile, for tablets. And we also make security lens, scanner lens, projector lens, and webcam lens. For LARGAN Digital Group, our main product is the VCM actuators. So for LARGAN Medical Group, our main product is the contact lens. We make both prescription lens and non-prescription lens. And for LARGAN Medical Group, we also make our own facial mask. So for LARGAN Health Group, our main product is the wearable device. And for the newest member of our group, the LARGAN Industrial Optics, the main product is the automotive lens. So our plastic lens for mobile phones made up 91% of our products. And as I was mentioned earlier, in the mid-2000s, we were manufacturing 4 plastic and 5 plastic lens element. And currently, we're able to manufacture 7 plastic and 8 plastic lens element. And another strength of our company is our optical design, our mechanical parts, our tooling, automation, automation. We design and we manufacture in-house. And that gives us the advantage of making quick adjustment so we don't delay shipment to our customers. And we also have a 9 plastic lens element in the design stage. So our ultimate goal is to make breakthrough in the optical design, meaning to get a higher solution without having to sacrifice image quality. And to continue to deliver IP. So here is our other product application that includes augmented reality, medical device, Internet of Things, virtual reality, iris recognition, smart TV, time of flight, drone, and car lens. So with all this variety of application, our main objective is to make adjustment to the optical design to able to fulfill all the respective products. So to further discuss about the car lens, the newest group of our member, the LARGAN Industrial Optics, that makes the automotive lens. That includes the ADAS camera, which is the Advanced Driving Assistant System camera. We also make the recording camera and the DMS or the IMS camera, which is a driving monitor system, or the interior monitor system camera. We also make the rear and e-mirror camera and the AVN camera, which is the around view monitor camera. So our car lens will be able to pass a variety of environmental tests to assure the durability and to guarantee the driver's safety. So here is our other LARGAN group, the LARGAN Digital group that makes the VCM, and the LARGAN Medical group that makes the contact lens and facial mask. And we also have the LARGAN Health that makes the wearable device. So for LARGAN Digital, our main product is the VCM actuator. The VCM stands for voice coil motor. The main function is to autofocus. So when you are taking a picture of a distance view, you try to zoom in to capture the view that you wanted. So that is the function of the VCM, to able to capture the desired view. And we have shipped it over 20 million pieces in 2021. So our VCM is a mature product. So moving on to LARGAN Medical, the main product is the contact lens and the mask. So we use our optical expertise to apply to the design and to the manufacture of the contact lenses. And for LARGAN Health, our main product is the wearable device, which is the sleep analysis device. So the ECG is just one of the devices that we produce. The main function is to monitor, to detect the apnea during sleep, which will lead to improvement of sleep quality. And also, you'll allow the doctor to have an easier time to evaluate your condition. And having this device will also allow you to monitor at the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to spend a night at the hospital. So that concludes the LARGAN history and product. And now we will move on to the benefits that's offered by our welfare committee. So the benefit that will be subsidized by the welfare committee, such as birthday, gathering, and national holidays, will be 1,000 NTD. For traveling, will be 4,000 NTD. And wedding and maternal leave are 6,000 NTD. We also have a free employee health check every single year. And we also have a doctor that will be available once a month at LARGAN. So if you have occupational related injuries, or you have any concern during your yearly health check, or if you need to make additional doctor's appointment or need any pharmaceutical suggestion, the doctor will be able to assist you. We also provide an employee discount of 30 NTD per meal. And we also have employee discount on fresh juices and boba tea. So we have a different drink places that comes in every single day to give us a variety of options on these drinks. We also provide an employment dormitory. So all our dorms are single or double room with the convenience of walking to the night market. So you'll be able to get food, you're able to get drinks, to get daily necessity, or go to the convenience store without having to worry about transportation or worry about parking. So our human resources department will be able to assist you with the dorm. We also do have a yearly family trips, but it's not limited to family members only. You could also invite your friends or your relatives. But due to the COVID situation, the family trips will be subsidized by the Welfare Committee. So we have a convenience store inside of our factories, and we do have an employment discount on every item in these convenience stores. And we also have a discounted store throughout Taiwan, such as hotel, restaurant, transportation related, such as gas station, rental cars, parking. We also have some dental office that cooperate with us. So on the entertainment side, we also have the amusement park or KTV, are also part of the discounted store. And lastly, I don't know if this applies to you guys, since many of you guys are still young, but if you are concerned starting to have a family or already have a family, we do work with some kindergarten, pre-K, daycare places that you can get a discount price. So as I was mentioned earlier, we do manufacture our own mask. So we provide every employee 50 masks every 2 months. So please do check out 104.com.tw for LARGAN Precision, LARGAN Digital, or LARGAN Health for the job availability on openings for optical design engineer, mechanical engineer, injection molding engineer, mold design engineer, electrical engineer, and firmware engineer. And on the software side, we also have software engineer, image process engineer, AI engineer, a numerical simulation engineer, and biomedical signal processing engineer. And please also check out our LARGAN Medical for additional openings on material science engineer, AOI engineer, and chemistry. So for the special job opening for the Indian talents, first we're looking for the senior optical engineer that'll be responsible for lens design. Some of the basic requirements will include a PhD degree that major in mechanical engineer, physics, optical engineer, or related field. You also must have solid knowledge in either classical physics or precision manufacturing. And lastly, to have a capable of basic word discussion in Chinese and reading. Some of the bonus capability include a 2-year experience with CO5 or related optical design simulation software. Other bonus capability include experience in usage, fundamental principle of optical or precision measure instrument. To be experienced in making customizing optical precision measure instrument. So our other opening position is for the senior software engineer. That'll be responsible for developing software for optical simulation, optimization, and lens design. So some of the basic requirements are having a PhD degree in computer science, physics, math, electrical engineer, or related field. You also must be professional in C++ programming language. And lastly, to have a capable of basic oral discussion in Chinese and reading. Some of the bonus capability include at least have a 2-year experience in mathematical optimization, supercomputing, or computer graphics. You also must have familiarity with numerical method and optimization process. And we hope that you are good in classical physics, so you are able to communicate with the optic expert to establish a formula and transfer into codes. So here are some of our frequently asked questions. So first, does LARGAN have Indian employee? So at the moment, we don't have an Indian employee. So this seminar is a special opening on software development for optical design for the Indian talents. But at the same time, we'll continue to monitor for any additional openings. So is there a requirement for Mandarin knowledge? So what I mean by knowledge is the reading and the listening are is the higher priority, and writing and speaking is more of a bonus capability. So the optical engineer will have a slightly higher requirement because they often need to have discussion with different department, such as the production or quality control. Whereas the software engineer will have less opportunity. But in general, it is a bonus to have a Mandarin skill set for communication purposes. So how to apply dorm near LARGAN or in Taichung? So as I was mentioned earlier, we do have multiple options with the dorm, including a dorm near LARGAN, but you also can rent in the city. So please let our HR department know your preference, and they'll be able to assist you with all the variety of dorm options. So how to be successful during an interview here at LARGAN? So here are some of our recommendations. Firstly, is the pacing during the interview. So just to communicate at the speed of your comfort will be okay. And secondly is the technology explanation. So our recommendation would be to pretend that the interviewer does not have any knowledge or any background of the technology. Thirdly, we encourage to use the whiteboard as often as possible, and please prepare to bring a pencil and a ruler. And number 5, to be able to have a discussion in Mandarin. So the interviewer will request to have a discussion in Chinese. So our suggestion is basically to do your best, and please just to take your time. We understand that the Chinese is not your first language, so it's okay. And lastly, it is our culture to get to know our potential employee. So if you can share a little of your family history and some background, will be welcome. So work hours. Our hours are all flexible, and there'll be no night shift for the senior engineer position. So this is a special opening, and we take a direct mail at 104@largan.com.tw. And once again, we want to thank you guys again for the opportunity to speak with other graduates, and we hope to meet many of you in the near future. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Louis, for sharing with us. Looking at the products that you are providing, I feel really excited, especially this post-pandemic era. Your product looks really promising. Yeah, so Louis, we have 2 questions for you from our audience.
Sure.
One from Bardwaj and one from Deepika. One works in healthcare sector, and the other is a student of chemistry. what would you recommend? Their professional background is chemistry and healthcare. I remember there is a slide that you have provided
Yes.
for the job openings.
Okay, I can answer these questions.
Sure.
For the first question, healthcare sector,
Yes.
I think at this round we only hire engineers. Although we have LARGAN Health, LARGAN Medical groups as well, two of our groups, we only focus on the talent engineers this time. So, but we will keep opening. Please keep in touch.
Yes, yes.
Telling us. Okay.
Right. So we have another student saying from Ashita. Is there any chance for undergraduate students with a degree in bachelor's? Is there any chance for our students with this level of degree?
I think yes. It depends on. You can go to our 104 page, like 104.
Can you show us the link again?
Here.
Yes.
And part of these are for bachelor degrees. We do require you to please be prepare yourself. But you can read these pages and find whatever that interests you.
Okay, so basically, engineering, a degree in engineering is preferred. I see also chemistry is also listed.
Yes,
Yes.
For chemistry, it's
in LARGAN Medical.
In our LARGAN Medical group, which main focus to make the contact lenses.
Ah, I see. And then, yeah, one more question about the criterias. You have put a lot of emphasis on the Mandarin language,
Yes.
and also the bubble tea. Is love for bubble tea really mandatory? And how much? Why have you come to the conclusion that? Is there a reason behind your emphasis on Mandarin language?
Just for communication. Just for communication purposes.
I see. So the communication really works very well in your company, I guess. You have a frequent communication in between each other.
Yes.
Yes, I see. Well, I here would like to suggest you to work with Taiwan Education Center. we are a center working on Mandarin languages in all parts of India. And if you'd like to work with us, we would like to provide you programs that can allow your employees to communicate with you. Okay, Louis didn't give me a response. Okay, Louis, I take that as a yes. Okay, Louis, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience here? Hello, Louis, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you guys.
Okay.
So I think that pretty much concludes our seminar. But again, we want to thank you guys for your time. And,
thank you for your time.
Looking forward to meet with many of you guys. So thank you guys again.
Thank you very much for sharing with us great openings and a great company. This is the last presentation we have for our 2-day journey. Before we wrap up this session, I would like to say that because of the limitation of time, we were not able to provide enough companies here at site to present to you the openings. However, there is a platform that we have in Taiwan. It is called Contact Taiwan. As the tech hub of Asia, we are always short of engineers, and there are tons of opportunities for job. If you are interested, you can log on to scan the QR code and log on to Contact Taiwan. And there is a platform for you to search for jobs in your area of profession or the companies that is currently having openings for you. I hope you find it useful. So this is the end of our session today. If you are interested in our programs in the last 2 days and also what Taiwan Education Center has to offer you, you can scan the website code or our Facebook page. We're always online answering your questions, and our YouTube channel will be updating more videos about studying in Taiwan. On behalf of Taiwan Education Center in India, I would like to thank you all for being with us on this 2-day journey. Hope you had a wonderful and fruitful, informative program with us. From understanding more about the technology and information departments, to the social science and the medical and the theoretical science. We went from the hustle-bustle Taipei to the eastern coast of Taiwan. We went from cracking how to prepare for the application to contacting the professor and understanding your future career with Taiwan companies. I hope by now you will have a full picture of how to achieve a successful higher education, life and career with Taiwan. I hope you are all welcome to Taiwan, and all the best for your future. We really look forward to you joining us here and meeting you in Taiwan. Stay healthy, and until next time, Jai Hind. Goodbye.